What it is, world, you are here, out here with your boys for another dope episode in Viral Hip Hop Revolution. All things hip hop, all things sports, all things media in the hip hop and conscious game, man. We are out here with your boy Sam Anthony and
Brother Oh God, what up?
We out here chilling, man. It's been a lot going on in the world of sports and hip hop. We about to hit a lot of crazy topics, touching a lot of things right now. Let's talk about the Jay-Z album, man. 444 just dropped less than a week ago. A lot of crazy buzz going on about it, a lot of controversy, a lot of talk, a lot of conversation, which is what we want, which is what we like. Gets a dialogue going, you know what I mean? This is what we out here doing. So why don't you just elaborate a little bit with the Jay album?
Got you. Yeah, and I'm definitely going to elaborate on it. It's been a lot of people leaving a lot of comments, which is always healthy, a lot of disrespectful comments, but it's all good. But first and foremost, I want to salute and congratulate Jay-Z for, this is now will be his 13th studio album that has went platinum. So that's 13 right there. Salute to you. And also salute for a great body of work that actually cut a lot of people, including Future. But we're going to get to that. This comparison, it seems like every time Jay-Z drops an album, a comparison comes up, is he better than Pac? Is he better than Biggie? Now, one of Jay-Z's songs, he already pretty much addressed it. He said, how you going to compare me with Ghost at the end of the day? So, I'm Jay all day long. You know what I mean? We know that you fuck with Pac, you go back with Pac and all that. You like Jay, but you're standing on the side of saying that, well, okay, Pac, he was 24 years old, I guess, when he died. You know what I mean? He was better even at 24 than Jay is right now at 45, damn near 50, but all his body of work. You know what I mean? First and foremost, I'm going to say that it's disrespectful. It's blatantly disrespectful to compare somebody who's deceased and dead to a person who was alive that just recently got inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Not only just inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, but everybody who's ever came into who's ever done songs with Jay-Z, including Biggie Smalls, has said that Jay-Z sits around, listens to the beat, and goes in and he bombs on it. You know what I mean? So we gotta pay homage to what homage is due. Not every rapper's going into and doing that over a 20-year, span. But that's the first thing I'm gonna say. But let's get into this, man. There's no way that you could compare Tupac or Biggie to Jay-Z. That's just my first argument. But we'll get into this.
Word, I hear what you're saying. I definitely hear what you're saying, but the comparison to Jay-Z to Pac is like apples to oranges, because you got one dude who was a revolutionist, one dude who spoke on revolution, one dude who embodied black empowerment altogether, and then you have another dude who was business savvy, business witty, was more so on the business line, the capitalistic side of it, but never preached black until this last album. So a lot of people will question why. A lot of people will ask you, well, why Hov, why now? Now, you spoke on the argument of him chasing a ghost. Well, a lot of people said he was in the shadow, and I think that was Hov's problem. He felt like he was in the shadow of Pac, because Pac did something at 24 that Hov never did until, 48, 49? So I think Hov always felt like he was in the shadow of Pac. I mean, Pac was out here talking shit and ripping game early on. He had motherfuckers mad at him early on. And I think Hov always kind of envied that. And it always came out in his records a little bit. What has Hov really done for us? You know what I mean? Hov has dropped some crazy dope albums, dope knowledge, all this shit. But what has Hov really done for us? Yeah, his music's dope, but what has he done for us? Pac was out here fighting for us, man. He gave his life for us. You know what I
mean? Yeah. I mean, I agree. And it's also a meme out there that it says Jay-Z wants you to buy black, but then he saw his whole staff, a title. And then, we'll put the picture up and you see that, it was everything other than that. But, it sounds cute at the end of the day. And it's the saying that they have, my brother said it, and I might be a little off. He said, the smart revolutionary is the one who can remain alive. And there's no disrespect, and the more effective one, the one that can remain alive, you know what I mean? Because, yeah, like, even if we look at it like this, with your children, like, you'll be more effective alive than dead. Now, we pay homage to all our soldiers that died, you know what I'm saying, on the front line, but I could do more for my family alive than dead, period, at the end of the day. Now, when you want to talk about this whole, this revolutionary thing, now, if you was really a fan and you really was listening to Jay-Z's lyrics, it is my estimation that Jay-Z probably did more with his lyrics being more subtle and more ingenious with it, and you got to kind of get the esoteric meaning rather than coming out, with guns a-blazing like Tupac. That gets you, ultimately killed. But if you can get into the mind of somebody and have them grow up in their mind and talk to them about business and, growing up in this system, and becoming, a black businessman, you could do way more for your people employing them than in the ground, man. So that's,
Nah, no doubt. That's 100 on everything you said, bro. I cannot deny any of that. But at the end of the day, Pac was a better rapper. And you talking all this shit about everything that Jay-Z did, but at the end of the day, Pac was a better rapper. You know what I mean? And he did more things. I mean, we even heard all of Pac's stuff yet. We still got billions and billions of records and albums and songs and stuff never released by Pac yet. You know what I mean? Pac's in the Hall of Fame now, and his body of work ain't even done yet. Or he will be. He should be. He's out here. He's a legend. His name will never always go on. We still talking about Pac, and he died 20 years ago now? Long time. Damn near 20. And we still talking about it. He's a legend, and Hov is chasing the shadow. So speak on that, oh God.
Well, I mean, there's no way we can ever minimize, the great works of Tupac and his mother and his family and the rebel. I mean, I'm with that. Aside of course, salute to you. You know what I mean? But, Jay-Z is the embodiment of black success. Jay-Z was in the White House with Obama. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, whether y'all believe it or not. And this is another thing we want to talk about. Because I said last night on a podcast that I did, it's smarter to do stuff behind the scenes, pushing papers. You don't know what Jay-Z's doing behind the scenes for black. You mentioned that earlier. You said, I don't know what Maybe it's good that we don't know, because we know when we put it out in the open, it gets attacked. We understand that every time we do something open, so we gotta be stealth. We gotta do shit underground. Remember Jay-Z said, we digging tunnels, we getting shit up under you. That's the mentality, to get it up underneath them, but you still getting it there, rather than doing it blatantly and you getting caught and your shit getting shut down. So we have to, what's smarter? You know what I mean? Somebody that can remain alive and still, get the job done, or somebody who was here for a few years, went gung-ho, went hard, ended up, being killed over some senseless nigga shit. You know what I mean? Being killed. You know what I mean? We know the media had a hand in that. But imagine if Pac was alive, how much more he could do. And as far as him chasing, I mean, how could you chase him? I mean, it's almost like, again, Jay-Z said it. How could you chase a ghost? He's not here no more. And as far as the body of the work, Jay-Z got every artist has a body of work you probably didn't hear before. You know what I mean? So, the arguments, I hear you, but at the end of the day, Jay-Z is that dude. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and he's the best rapper ever, the best lyricist ever, best probably black businessman ever, and probably will be the first black billionaire out of hip hop ever. I mean, how do you compare?